Discovery Weekly.
Welcome to Discovery Weekly, a bonus show by the podcast Discovery Show, is where we put all our extra discoveries throughout the week. I'm Zach.
I'm Kirk.
And I'm Matt.
And it is Olympics time. I can't watch any of it because it's on at 1 a.m. because it's in Japan. But it's happening. The Olympics are happening right now. And I saw an article about a couple times that people have straight up refused their medals that they won. So one of them, the start of this article is about. I'm going to apologize ahead of time. This is the Olympics. It's international. I can't pronounce every name. Going to try. I'm not trying. I just can't do it. I can't say Jimmy for a South Korean fencer.
Why not?
Named Alam Shin Alam. I don't know. I don't know if it's reversed or not. But she sat on the stage for an hour and cried after losing because the final point in her fencing match she thought happened after the buzzer, and the buzzer was run by a 15-year-old British volunteer. And she sat there and challenged it, and they ended up not taking her challenge. And so she got second place instead of first, and she rejected the medal. And they actually sent her a consolation medal, which she refused. Yeah, she sat there for an hour and cried. That was in 2012.
Sounds uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, it seems generally unpleasant.
It's hard to watch a fencer, fall down like that so hard.
Oh.
Yeah.
The U.S. men's basketball team in 1972, they were in a very, very close match with the Soviet Union. So that's how long ago this was. There was the Soviet Union. And there was a bunch of weird things happening. The Americans were down by a lot, and they started building up to catching up. The final 3 seconds of the game went completely bonkers. So the Americans took the lead by 1 point. It's a whole weird Olympics thing. International rules prohibited a team from calling a timeout after a free throw. So the Americans couldn't call a timeout, and the Soviets inbounded the ball. And then the Soviet coach ran out there, demanded a timeout, and they said no. But then somebody from the international committee came in and said, yes, give him a timeout, give him 3 seconds. And then they kept just trying over and over again. They kept trying to inbound it. They kept doing it. They had, I think, 3 attempts to inbound the ball. And then they won and beat America. And literally that 1972 U.S. men's team has never accepted their medals. Since then, they've tried constantly to get them to take it. They're still in a vault in Switzerland, and they've tried to do it. There's a U.S. team captain named Kenny Davis and his teammate Tom Henderson have provisions in their wills that say that none of their descendants will ever accept that medal.
What?
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, no, they're not messing around when they reject it. Okay, Ara Abrahamian, 2008.
Jimmy.
This one, Jimmy. Yeah, it's just like Jimmy. Lost his Greco-Roman wrestling match, and he considered it blatant errors in judging, and he had to be restrained from the wrestling officials after it happened. And then he was supposed to be in the bronze medal match after. He said he wasn't going to do it. He changed his mind and did it, but he won. And I think that he won just so when they presented the medals, he ripped it off and threw it on the ground, and they disqualified him and took it away. It's he clearly didn't want it. He threw it on the ground. This is 2008. There was TV. Yeah, he's he did that on purpose, guys. He doesn't want it. There was another guy who in 92, Ibrahim Samadov, he placed third in the 181-pound light heavyweight category for weightlifters, and he lost because he weighed 1/10 of a pound more than his fellow medalists. He lifted the same amount of weight and lost, and so he got very upset. He said that he was heckled by Greek fans when he tried to go past the thing that they all tied on, and then apparently when they gave him the bronze, he didn't want it. He got rid of that as well. And then there's the oldest one on this list is Jim Thorpe, famous Native American football player.
Yeah.
He won the gold medal in the pentathlon and the decathlon in 1912 at Stockholm. And then less than a year later, a newspaper found out that he had played professional baseball in 1909 and 1910. And so basically it was amateurs at that time, no professional athletes allowed. And so they found out and they stripped him of his medals. And so they took him from the record book and they went to the second place in both the decathlon and the pentathlon. And their names were Hugo Wieslander of Sweden and then Fr Bie of Norway. And both of them refused to accept the gold medals, mainly out of respect for Jim Thorpe. And eventually in 1982, cool the IOC decided to restore Thorpe's gold medals, but they continue to recognize Bie and Wieslander as co-winners. So that's just four times where it got a little dicey at the Olympics. I wish I could watch it.
AOC, she's always got your back.
IOC.
Oh, my bad.
Was she even born? Was AOC even born? I know.
So what you're telling me is that somewhere there's a vault filled with medals that the
silver medals, team, yes, that the 70s basketball team does not want.
That's so good. How many people are on a basketball team? What is that? 18 medals somewhere?
I have no clue. And I do think that my favorite part is definitely that they have in their will. It's like, none of my idiot children are allowed to go get these things either. Like, no, I don't want that.
None of my idiot children.
Oh, God. Speaking of idiot children, my first discovery this week is, I shouldn't say idiot children. Maybe if I say
too late.
Yeah. Speaking of idiot children, which makes me think of people who dress like clowns. My first discovery is on Juggalos. And we were just briefly talking about them a little bit. And I was like, I want to know a little bit more about Juggalos. And there's actually a lot of reading that you can take in on this subject. But our source now is going to be on NPR.org. Did you want to read the questions to me, Zach?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll read the questions and you can explain. I myself
am a bit of an expert, so you can just go ahead and
sure
treat it like that.
Matt, who are they?
Well, Zach, the Juggalos are fans of Insane Clown Posse, a rap group that calls itself the most hated band in the world. The name stems from one of their songs called The Juggler. And according to journalist Patrick Flannery, is a term of endearment among fans. So that's that.
I'm not sure I'm going to say this second one right. Are they like the Beehive, or the Beliebers?
Oh, yes. You're referring to the Beehive, the Beyonce fans, and the Justin Bieber fans, Beliebers. Well, Zach, yes and no. I really should be treating it. I sound like an idiot. So, okay. This is what the fans described Juggalos as. Despite a sizable population of female fans dubbed Juggalettes.
How did they come up with Juggalettes?
It's like,
creativity.
Come on. My favorite thing is like, what is Juggalos? Like, why did they make a word
gendered?
That's gendered? Yeah.
Yeah, or it could just be Juggalos.
Yeah. Juggalos. So Juggalettes, ICP's following is made up of mostly young white men from working class backgrounds. They tend to feel that they've been misunderstood outsiders for their whole lives. Whether for being overweight, looking weird, being poor, or even just liking ICP in the first place, or dressing like clowns. I added that last one. It's a world where man boobs are on proud display, where long hairs and pink hairs mingle, where nobody makes fun of the fat kid toweling off. Well, that seems nice, right?
Yeah. No, yeah.
But it seems like their identity is circled around being fat, which is kind of strange.
I didn't realize that was
I didn't know that was a thing.
A majority part of it. I do like that part of that is where people are made fun of for liking ICP.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, it seems like we're going in circles here.
I like ICP because
I get
I
made
feel
fun of
safe.
for liking ICP.
I feel safe here for liking ICP.
Well, I mean, hey, there's something to it because, it's like the QAnon stuff. Well, now I'm just going to only like QAnon because no one else will talk to me.
They don't mess with me that I like QAnon. But Matt, are the Juggalos a political group?
Good question, Zach. They're not. They're just fans of In Clown Posse. In Clown Posse. They're just fans of Insane Clown Posse. But back in 2011, the Justice Department's National Gang Intelligence Center decided the Juggalos were a loosely organized hybrid gang, like the Crips, Bloods, and MS-13. This is a quote from the Gang Threat Assessment Report. Crimes committed by Juggalos are sporadic, disorganized, individualistic, and often involve simple assault, personal drug use, possession, petty theft, and vandalism. However, open source reporting suggests that a small number of Juggalos, are forming more organized subsets and engaging in more gang-like criminal activity, such as felony assaults.
Are parrot heads considered a gang too?
Honestly, by this definition, yes.
Concert too, right?
It's insane.
Honestly, I want to see that gang more. Parrot heads versus Juggalos. Like it would just be the weirdest timeline we could be on.
Zach, we need to write a script. We need to write a script instead of Sharktopus versus Volcano Man. I don't know what it's called.
Volcano Man. I like this already.
We're going to write Juggalos versus Parrot Heads. All three of us. We're going to do it. This is for Keith. Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I would watch that. Yeah. Keith, if you're listening, we have an idea for the next time we're on Pop-Up. We just saw a movie that was great. And it's a bunch of parrot heads versus a bunch of Juggalos. It was wild.
Zach, I bet the next question you have is, what does Insane Clown Posse think of all that?
It was.
Exactly.
Wow. That's amazing.
So it's funny because the band itself actually sued the Justice Department and FBI over the gang classification.
This is ridiculous.
The lawsuit demands that Juggalos be removed from the threat assessment. And there's a video in this article of the two guys from Insane Clown Posse. I don't know who they are.
I can help you with that because I saw their names. It was
Jimmy,
Violent J. I can't. I gotta find it. Go ahead. I'm gonna find their names.
But they're standing at a lectern at an ACLU. I don't even know what that would be called, like convention, with all these people in suits around them, wearing
their clown attire.
No, it's Violent J. Bruce and Shaggy Two Dope. Utzler.
Oh my God. So man. I won't go into all that crap because obviously I don't really care if they're a gang or not. It doesn't sound like they are, especially if they're going, hey guys, we're not a gang. We dress like clowns.
I would even say that it doesn't seem like a gang. I never at any point thought that it was a gang.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So despite it saying that the Juggalos are not very political, it seems like they've gotten more and more political over the years. I do know that there's a song of theirs that they reference magnets, and they're like, magnets? How do they work? It's magic. And
that's pretty political.
Yeah. Well, it's called like Miracles. And because of that, it's like they're super popular with like flat earthers and like science deniers. And I mean, when I read the list of the demographic of people, it's like working class, blue collar kids, so it's like a lot of Trumpers and stuff. So they get wrapped up into it because they're already isolated and they feel isolated and they're like, everybody's against me. So then it's like,
they're just sick of the big magnet corporation lying to them, putting out false information.
But let me leave you with this nice sentiment that they've said. The Juggalo family must truly shine and show America and the world that we are not a gang, public menace, cult, or any other untrue labels they have attempted to slap on us throughout the years. We must collectively show them that we truly are a family that is united by a shared love of music and fellowship. The man who said that is dressed like a clown. There's just something. It's like so fascinating to me.
It is surreal. It's very surreal to see anything about this. There is a documentary about this. I can't remember what it is, but they go to like a show and like it's like a thing. It is a full blown thing when they have a show because everybody is. I'll say this: devoted fandom. This is this is not a half-ass show. This is you put on face paint, you go out there and you like tailgate and you party for a really long time. They have inspired that. For sure.
Definitely. And who doesn't love one of those things?
I'm trying to figure out which one
people can be into what they want to be into, you know.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea, but you know, oh yuck on your yum.
Listen, if you're a juggalo, juggle on.
I like it,
my friend.
Juggle
on, juggalos.
Honestly, there has to be a song called Juggle On, right?
If there's not, Zach, Kirk, we need to do this.
We're working on it.
We need to write a script. We need to write a theme
we have
song.
a lot of writing to do for the next episode of Pop Up.
We do.
It's a lot of stuff. And I mean, we're going to get in the studio and record this thing so we can break it out. So we can break it out at the end of the episode and be like,
oh my God.
It was all about this theme song, Juggle On, you know, about their hardships, but moving forward, perseverance.
Yeah.
It really does hit you right.
Yourself up and juggle on.
I like how it's a country ballad. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that.
Well, that's Juggalos.
Guys, I have a question. Do you guys think that? Oh, do you guys think that time travel will ever actually be a thing, or is a logical thing to even consider?
I don't think that we're anywhere close to it. Like, because we don't, all of that, even time is like theoretical. I don't know if there's any kind of practicality of like messing with time at all.
And I'm of the ilk of if we did discover time travel now, in the past or in the future, we'd have known about it.
True.
Right.
Oh, so we're getting into that like, oh, they would have already been in the past. They would have killed Hitler.
Oh, yeah. Things would be crazy.
So we would never have known of Hitler.
Or what if because of time travel is the reason that Hitler existed?
That's why he didn't get into art school. Because the time traveler wanted to get into art school and took his place.
Well, I found this CNN article about a man. It's a fascinating article about this fascinating man. Ron Mallett, he's an astrophysicist who has dedicated much of his adult life to the notion that time travel is possible. He's come up with a scientific equation and principles upon which he says a time machine could be created. And what I love about the story is the reason that he became infatuated with time travel and also his career path. Says Mallett was age 10 when his father died suddenly of a heart attack, an event that the scientist says changed the track of his life forever. Here's a quote. It says, "For me, the sun rose and set on him. He was just the center of all of everything," he tells CNN Travel. "Even today, after all these years, there's still an unreality about it for me." Mallett's father was a TV repairman, and he had instilled in his son a love of reading and encouraged his budding passion for science. About a year after his father's death, a grieving Mallett stumbled across an illustrated version of the classic sci-fi novel, The Time Machine. "The book that changed my life," he says. 60 years later, he's 74 years old, and he's a professor of physics at the University of Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
He has spent his career investigating black holes and general relativity, the theories of space, time, and gravity famously explored by Albert Einstein. Mallett's first encountered the concept of time travel back in the 1950s. "We hadn't even gone to space yet," he recalls, "and people weren't even sure if we could." Then they talk a little bit more about his past. He was in the Air Force. He was deployed into Vietnam. It says eventually Mallett made it to academia. He gained a bachelor's degree in physics, followed by a master's and a doctorate, specializing in Einstein theory. But what I thought was fascinating is when he got into academia, he didn't tell anybody about his fascination with time travel. He kept it completely under wraps. It says,
I get that kind of, because I bet they're like, what?
He only began speaking publicly about his ambitions once UConn made him a tenured professor.
Like, well, you can't fire me now, idiots. I'm going to make a lightsaber.
He looks
An
up and is
open-ended
like,
academic position that grants holders the freedom to work largely free from fear of dismissal.
No,
That's
like if I
so
were to do
good.
this, it would be about trying to make a lightsaber. That would be my whole goal. I'd be like, I'm going to make a lightsaber and you idiots can't stop me. It's going to happen.
The headmaster's like, here you go, Zach. Sign the paperwork. And you're like, oh, I can't wait to
you
tell him.
fools.
And sign.
For decades, I've been building to this moment where now I can tell everybody that this is the only reason I've spent my whole life.
No, the
becoming a
dedication to that is hardcore and impressive.
He says, I wanted to make sure that I got to that pinnacle of professionalism. He says, even then, I was a bit reluctant. Says he was aware of the quote unquote mad professor stereotype, and he wanted to ensure his ambitions weren't ridiculed and that his job wasn't threatened. To put it in a nutshell, though, and he talks a little bit more about the theory and stuff, and he's actually been a pioneer in a lot of the discussion around time travel, because there is science behind it, not that we can go back in time or anything, but behind like speed. If you go so fast, time is different. Like it doesn't travel the same all the time.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's why he's looking at black holes, because the intense like gravity like messes with time, which still it doesn't make sense to me on any practical way. I'm probably too stupid to understand.
I don't get it either.
Like,
I've watched so many Discovery Channel things and they explain it. I'm like, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, no, and it's all based on like relativity, like Einstein stuff. But like, I feel like the best version of kind of dummy it down, and I still don't actually get it, was Interstellar, where do they go to that like super massive planet and they lose like 20 years in like an hour because time is so different in where they are. But like, how would that work? You know, I don't know. I think once again, I'm just too dumb for it.
There's something about time that is hard for us to wrap our brains around. I feel
how when they're on that planet, like I didn't see a clock.
I'm assuming they had some.
No, I'm just kidding. but no, actually, Interstellar made a lot of sense to me because you got to see it from their perspective, where they didn't experience time, but everywhere else experienced time way beyond their conception. So it's really interesting.
It doesn't. I just don't get it. Like I'm too stupid to get it, because like, wouldn't you be able to, like, if it feels like you're there for 10 minutes, how could it possibly be 50 years for people who aren't there? I don't understand it.
Well, he explains it a little bit. It says, to put it in a nutshell, Einstein said that time can be affected by speed, said Mallet. Mallet gives the example of astronauts traversing space in a rocket that's traveling close to the speed of light. Time would pass differently on Earth than it would for the people in the rocket. They could actually come back finding out that they're only a few years older, but decades have passed here on Earth, he says. What Einstein meant by this is that the stronger gravity is, the more time will slow down, says Mallet. If you can bend space, there's a possibility of you twisting space, says Mallet. I don't know what he means by that, but it sounds awesome. But this is what I thought was interesting. He says he's created a prototype illustrating how lasers could be used to create a circulating beam of light that twists space and time. So he's actually made a prototype of a time machine-ish thing.
Sounds like he's working on a lightsaber. I think that's the real hidden plot, is that in the end, has this whole article, but it's really lightsabers.
But apparently he's making these beams of light travel in time, backward in time. I can't wrap my brain around this, but it's actually scientifically works. He says eventually a circulating beam of laser light could act as a sort of a time machine and cause a twisting of time that would allow you to go back into the past, he says. There's a snag, though, and it's a pretty big one. You can send information back, and that's what I'm saying. He is able to send information back in time, which is crazy, but you can only send it back to the point at which you turn the machine on. So, like, if I turn it on at 5:00, and at 5:05 I can send information back to 5:00, but I can't go further than that. But still, I can't wrap my mind around how it works. Also, there's a picture of it, and it looks really cool. The last little bit I want to talk about, because this is just a great wrapping up of everything. He says, Mallet says a major production company has now bought the rights to his story, and there's another cinematic project in the works. Even after a lifetime spent investigating time travel, Mallet may never physically go back to the 1950s New York that he wanted to. But thanks to the magic of cinema, he may yet get a glimpse of the past, that foreign country, and in a way meet his father one last time. And the last quote is, "The idea I will actually be able to see my father on the big screen, it will almost be like bringing him back to life for me," says Mallet poignantly. It was a really interesting read, a really interesting guy. And I just love that someone can be inspired at the age of 10 from reading a book and just having hope, and probably during a time of grief, and literally devote his whole life to something like that.
Yeah, and have a hugely successful and impactful life. Teaching like theoretical physics at UConn. He has done amazing things. That's pretty awesome.
And bonus points, he might, if his dad looks like a famous actor, then maybe he will be able to like really see him. He'll be like, "Whoa, dude, my dad looks just like John Voight."
John Voight.
I don't know why that's.
I don't.
It's the weirdest
he's an
first choice.
African-American man, so I doubt.
If it is John Voight, that is messed up. Because I don't think that he'll.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not John Voight, Denzel Washington. That's the better casting.
Yeah. That would be good.
John Voight would be so weird. Oh God.
Oh boy. Did you know that you could get your face sent on a potato to anyone in the world? Yes,
no,
that's right.
I didn't. I honestly never considered that was an option or something that I wanted.
Yeah, well, you might not want it. I don't think anybody really wants it, but they're making them.
Is this like latte foam art, but for potatoes?
Listen, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so this my discovery is an Amazon discovery that I guess was a Shark Tank thing. It's called Potato Pal.
Oh my God.
And I'll just read what it's. Potato Pal, your face on a real potato. Upload your own image, novelty, and gag gift as seen on Shark Tank. Surprise gift box included. So guys, this is literally, I don't know who, why, how they invented this technology to print a photo on a potato, but they did it. And you can do it. Send it to your friends. Yeah, it looks like a blast.
Okay, so it looks like the pictures on here looks like they just put a sticker on a potato of your face.
It does look like that. But then there's the image from the actual page thing, and it's like very obviously just Photoshop blended onto a potato.
Right? I am thinking that these promotional photos are not how your potato is going to come out looking.
You never know. I agree with that, only because if you scroll down, and this is my favorite part that made me laugh quite a bit. First, we'll go through the questions and answers. The first question: can you print on a poop? Answer: only potatoes will know.
It's not a request what you want to print it on service. Get out of here.
Yes, it's called the Potato Pal.
I wish the answer was yes. We can print on a poop if you poop a potato.
Yes. The next question is: can you do a dick pic one?
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, we don't allow nudity. So, okay, they're good. They're good. Can I upload cats? Yes, you can. Can't upload a photo from phone.
What? That's not It's not descriptive enough. I don't know what they're...
Can I read a little bit about the product real quick?
Yeah.
Because there's a thing, because they're very food waste conscious, and it says 1 for 1. For every potato sold, we donate 1 to a local food bank. First of all, I think that's hilarious.
Like, well, we sold a potato today. Here you go.
1 at a time to food banks.
Which is funny because
the food banks then distribute them to those in need. The rest of the potatoes go to you. Once the potato has reached the end of its life, we encourage you to plant it, to grow it. We're proud to say that tens of thousands of potatoes have been donated and consumed so far. And then at the bottom, there's a warning that says, do not eat this potato.
Oh,
potato parcel is not liable for illness if the potato is eaten. So what do they do to these potatoes?
Well, hold on. If they're doing 1-to-1, what? So you can eat the ones that go to the food bank?
Apparently,
they don't
have
scary.
your face on it.
So it's the actual putting your face on it that makes them inedible.
Maybe.
It's the stickers that poison you.
Well, I still am not 100% sure that they're stickers. I think it's ink of some kind. I really can't tell.
I'm just getting more questions the deeper I dig into what this thing is.
Yeah. So there are the questions.
I mean,
you scroll down.
This is one of those
reviews,
things,
you guys. Go to the
this is one of those
reviews.
things. Somebody put time into this. Somebody was like, you know what I want to do with my life?
Not
I
only
want to
that,
put people's face on a potato.
but they're making money doing it.
Oh yeah.
Do you know how much? A well, yeah, because you have the thing up. But it is
way more than I would
$21.99.
have thought.
Oh, it's $20.
Yeah,
more than $20. That's going to be $23 with tax.
Potato costs you what? $1?
Yeah. And it's like, dear Lord, you only do 1 potato to a food bank for $20?
Hey, there's the first 1-star review is the best.
It's so good.
You want to read it? This is yours. I'm not going to take it from you. You can read it.
No, it's great. So it is a 1-star review, and waste of money is what it said. I thought this was going to be such a cute gag gift, but it fell so short. The potato is leaking everywhere, and the sticker of my picture is unrecognizable. $15 not well spent. But yeah, folks, the best part of this is the picture that's included.
It does look like the Mothman.
Yes, it's the grossest potato, and it
Why
looks
is
like
the potato so wrinkly?
Yeah, it looks like nudity on that, does it not?
It looks like somebody was trying to make a sketch with a pencil of boobs.
It looks very gross.
I don't like it. I wouldn't eat it. I'll say that. They don't really have to warn me not to eat that potato. I'm pretty sold on not eating it.
Yeah. Well, and the next one's pretty good too. So another 1-star. Disappointed in actual product. The idea is hilarious. I got one for my dad as a Christmas present. I hate to say it, but the actual product was pretty disappointing. The picture I uploaded was good quality, at least 300 DPI. What I received was something that I so easily could have made myself. The potato was small, and the picture was just a paper printout. It looked like it came from my home printer. There's our answer.
I'm looking at other pictures. It like literally like the tape that they put on some of these. It makes the picture like the sticker wrinkled and stuff. It's really bad.
Yeah, I found another 1-star. Not as expected. Not worth the money. They did not attempt to get the whole picture properly sized to fit on the potato. Picture, they misspelled the. Picture was submitted was the whole dog to be sort of a couch potato, as she cannot get on the couch anymore. This person is having problems. I could have did this. I was expecting it to be printed on the potato, not cut out and glued. Very disappointed.
Well, we got our answer. I'm glad we got that.
Guys, can we start a business and just make a really horrible product like this and make money? People still buy these things.
Yeah. Dude,
people are buying. Guys, give me a second. Let me say these words out loud so that everyone can hear. People are buying $22 potatoes with stickers on them.
It doesn't even really matter if they're all wrinkly and leaking, and the sticker looks bad.
And they've still got 78% 5-star reviews.
I was going to say, and I'll add to that, less than half of those people were disappointed. Meaning most of them were like, "This is great."
Most of them were like, "This is the best $20 I ever spent on a potato."
People have too much money.
Much too much.
Too much money.
Well, yeah. If you
a
want
related
to,
product real quick that I just saw was a yodeling pickle. Maybe we'll do that another time.
I have had, I don't know why. I know what it is. I've had that advertised to me so many times. I don't know what I've done.
Don't know why
to mess up the algorithm, but I've been advertised that yodeling pickle every single day on Instagram, Facebook,
Oh God!
and you're
Amazon.
You're sticking
everything.
with. You don't know why.
I have no clue.
You like pickles, bro? Just kidding.
I do like pickles.
No, he really does.
I really no.
Dirk, do you have the pickle shelf right now? You need to show Matt the pickle shelf. He's
Yes.
never been to your house.
Nice.
I have pickles right here at arm's length at all times.
No, the problem
Just
is
for emergency.
Facebook is always listening, and they know that about you, and so they try and give you some funny pickle gifts.
It doesn't look like a yodeling pickle. It looks like something else.
No, I mean, it's the same thing with Matt. That's why he found this potato, because he has a potato shelf. You can't really see it because you've never been over there, but he has a potato shelf right over there.
It's right off screen. It's like right over here. Just a closet full of potatoes. And I've actually painstakingly printed off pictures of myself and glued them all.
Oh my God. We've uncovered the real plot.
You've saved so much money.
This is Matt's company.
He's
promoting it.
Money.
He's promoting his own company on our show.
Yes, guys. And if you want one, just call me at a
Pay
number.
me $22 and I'll send you an old potato with a sticker on it.
May or may not leak.
Yeah.
Leaking not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh man. I learned so much.
I learned a lot of things.
Me too.
Well, I think that's it. Thanks so much for listening, and we will talk to you next week.
Have a great week, friends.
Goodbye, all.
This was a podcast from the Podfix Network. You can check out more shows like it at podfixnetwork.com.